Hey y'all, so it's been a long time. I know you see that. Let's make. Oh, my hand was over the microphone. Let's make some labels for my debut line. I've had the material that I wanted to use, and I've had some stamps because we're gonna use stamps. I'm gonna show you how that's gonna work. And I finally came up with a design a few weeks ago. And the design kind of looks like this. I may show you, I may not. But yeah, I'm finna show y'all the materials. And then we're gonna get into making the labels. So yeah. Okay, so these are my materials. These are some stamps. Oh, letter stamps that I found at Hobby Lobby. Yes, I know they support Trump. And yes, that's the only craft store in my area, so that's where I be going. So yeah, rubber. Kind of like eraser material-ish, but not exactly, I don't think. Then I got this ink pad. Just for when I was coming home from Hobby Lobby, I was like, do they have ink? Let me show this sideways. Okay, I got it right. I was like, do they have ink pads for clothing? And then I looked it up, and they definitely do. And Hobby Lobby didn't have that, of course, but I could have ordered this. Anyway, we're gonna use this and then just put some washable Mod Podge over it to seal it. It's just a label anyway. We have our threads for the embroidery elements. Circle, triangle, square. That's the logo. And then this is for the 25 because it's coming out of 2025. Letters 25. But the official name is Letters, but you know, it's Letters 2025. Never know if we're gonna ever do another instance, revive the line. You never know. And then I found this nice denim in Hobby Lobby a while back. It was slightly colored. I knew I could do some different stuff with it, so I just got, how much did I get? Let's see what they say. A yard and 1/8 of a yard. So yeah, and I think this was all they had left or something like that. So she just gave me the whole thing, and I guess she measured it, and then that's how she got the price. But yeah, it's a denim. Yeah, I think it's a denim. It's a thin denim, but it's the denim. And I just liked this material. Here's the material with lights. I don't know if this makes much of a difference, but I really want y'all to get into like how it looks. So yeah, and this pen almost stabbed me. So yeah, that's the materials, and so I'll be back soon. Okay, y'all. So I could have sworn I know I've written it down somewhere. I just can't remember where I wrote it down. But I wrote down the dimensions of the label. But I can't remember what those were. So I remeasured about, I measured, the letters because I had tried it out onto fabric, like a similar fabric to what I'm going to be using, the stamps that is. And it showed up well. I was like, this is the look I wanted. And then, I had to account for that space at the bottom where I'm going to put the logo, and then that space in the top right corner above the S in letters for the 25. So I just remeasured it, and I think I'm going to go with 1 inch by 2.5 inches. So 2.5, 1 inch. That 1 inch can account for that space at the bottom and that little corner, and the 2.5 inches giving me plenty of room to like do what I need to do, because I have to do some embroidery too. So I'm gonna make sure I have enough space for that for when I cut out the labels, and y'all are gonna see how I do the labels onto the fabric in just a second. So stay tuned. Okay. So let's have a moment of honesty, because this line does have themes of mental health and such. One thing that I'm working through right now, I'm trying my best not to procrastinate. I've been sitting in the same spot. This is just a reality check, a reality moment, a truthful moment. I'm stressing myself out about making a grid. something I've done multiple times. All I need is my ruler, and I can do it to help me with my straight lines and measure, and boom, it's done. But something as small as that is causing me a level of anxiety, a level of stress that I feel like not everyone experiences, because that should not be like mess with me right now. I should not be like scared of messing up, especially when I have all this fabric. I think it's a bit of scarcity mindset, but there's also a level of perfectionism, and that's a whole other thing that I could talk about for a good hour or so, about my perfectionism and how that came about, this, that, the other. I just don't like messing up. And it's like, right now, what I'm doing is, in my head, is working through all the things I need to. Like, y'all clicked on this video like, he's about to make labels. Let's see him make labels. Why is he talking about this? I have to give you a full circle. I have to give you I'm trying to give you as clear of a picture as I can of how I am in this whole context of everything. So I'm about to go on and try to do it. The thing that's motivating me to do it right now, because this is the ADHD tip, something that can help you work through the things you don't really want to do, or like you're having trouble starting. Have another goal or something that you want to start at another time. For me, that is walking today. I want to go walking really early in the morning because I like the vibes. So I need to finish within 30 minutes, or at least get my grid down within 30 minutes, so that I can start the next steps when I get back. And so that's motivating me to go on and finish what I need to do right now, so that I can move forward to the next step and at the time that I want to. This method doesn't always work, but it works for the most part. And yeah, y'all gonna know how I go. Not this low-key becoming a little bit of a vlog-ish type moment, and we supposed to be making labels, but I digress. Let's go on to the next. Oh, yeah, I see that. Let's go on to the next thing.
Dangerous. You think I'm dangerous? Is in my body. You wanna touch me? Dangerous. You think I'm dangerous?
Okay, you all. So I did the grid, and it was not nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. This tailors, sewists, designers, get you one of these. Get you one of these clear type rulers. Get one today. It will change your life. Instead of struggling with stuff like this, get you something you can see through, and I'm telling you, it's a game changer. But yeah, I went on and knocked that grid out, and look how even it looks. It looks nice. I was gonna do it on the back side, but then I remembered I have to embroider, so I have to know where the labels are. If I do it on the back side, I ain't gonna be able to tell. And when I say embroider, meaning I wanted to keep it on a bigger piece of cloth so that I could put my ring on there. I can't put a ring on it if I just had this cut out. I couldn't put my ring on there and embroider. So I'm gonna leave them all on here, do the stamps on each one, and then do the embroidery on each one, and then I'm gonna cut them out. Oh well, even before I cut them out, I gotta get my, what you call it, stabilizer. It's like fusible. I always forget the name of it, but it's like fusible interfacing basically, and it's gonna make this like thicker. And it makes it, for me, it just makes it easier to sew. It makes it stiffer, and I just like that. So yeah. So I'm gonna do the prints and do the embroidery, and then do the fusible interfacing on the back, and then I can cut it out, and then you can see the finished product. So yeah, I'm of course gonna show y'all some more, but I finished just in time for me to start getting ready for my vlog. So yeah, I will see y'all in the next clip. So it's 21 hours later. And now I'm about to start. So how I want to do this, at first I wanted to start with the embroidery because it takes the longest, but I think I'm going to do the letters first, so I know how much space I have to put the embroidery. And then yeah, don't worry about all that. That's a bunch of extra fabric and stuff like that. But yeah, I use that top part for storage. Now, the perfectionist mind is telling me to measure out this 2.5 inches, take some edge, some margin space, and then mark out each letter so that they're perfectly aligned. But the new me is just trying to reject perfectionism because perfectionism keeps me procrastinating and I never get anything done. And the new me allows me to make a few mistakes and make it a little whatever, especially with this line. It's all about making little mistakes and making the mistakes into something new, making them into something whatever. Or the mistakes being purposeful and it representing, something about mental health. And so if the letters are misaligned, that helps all the more. You get what I'm saying? I say in it, and I also just don't feel like doing the math. So I'm going to just try to fit all the letters in here, leave enough space in that corner for that 25, and enough space at the bottom here for the circle, triangle, and square. And after I put the letters, well, I might try to record me putting the letters on, so y'all will see. So I just wanted to give an update. I'm starting with the L. I did mark them out. They're not measured. They're a little crooked, and they're not perfect, and that's what I like about it. Got my ink pad here, my stamp. Every time, after I do about 2 or 3, I clean off the stamp with my wet, and then dry it, and then go back. And so I'm gonna do this with each letter, and I'll come back. Oopsie, I forgot to set my tripod up and record it. But here we are. I only have 15 pieces. Oh, this piece of whatever. I only have 15 pieces, but we have 16 of these. So, and I think this is gonna be a reject because I don't like how that S is, because I want to be able to fit that 25 in an amicable spot. So now I'm about to mark my 25s above the S's, and then mark my circle, triangles, and squares. Give me 1 second. So I got this from Office Depot a while back. I don't know how I knew it was there. I think I was looking around one day and I saw it and I was like, I need that. I'm going to need that. So I'm going to use this circle, this triangle, and this square, the smallest ones. And then I'm going to embroider that, outside. I'm not going to fill it. It's just going to be an outside, and then do a 25. And then we'll be done. And the 25, we're going to do it like this. Give me 1 second. Instead of this kind of tube, we're gonna do, where the flash sheet? Oh, there you go. Instead of this kind of tube, we're just gonna do this. 25 like that. And I'm sure y'all probably saw that on my reference photo if y'all saw it. So I'm gonna basically just do the whole thing. I can't even really see because I'm like holding this. That's basically what it's going to look like. So yeah. No, but at the line, I liked it. In terms of design of this, I liked it, the idea of putting that black with that white to do a little black and white moment, and then the colors down here to make it look, more inviting, more vibrant, giving more character. That's why I added that instead of just doing this. Instead of just doing this top part, I decided to do the whole thing. And now I'm just circling and scribbling stuff because it's kind of fun. So yeah. Okay, so I did all the circles, triangles, and squares here. I tried to do it just freehand, and that's what came out. It looked misaligned. I didn't like it. So I used the ruler for the rest of them, made a little mark, and did the things. Did the 25s on all of them. All of them are not uniform because all of them are unique, yet they all look so similar. I wish these were a little bit bigger. But if I were to go the next size up, it wouldn't necessarily fit how I wanted to fit on all of them. So I decided to just go with the smallest one and see how that looks. And if it looks horrible, I'll make the labels a little bit thicker so that I can make the circle, triangle, and square bigger. So yeah. Okay, y'all. I embroidered all the letters. Just a quick tip for how I did them. I noticed the best technique was for the triangle was to go from corner tip, over. The best technique for the square was side, top, bottom. And then the circle, of course, small little ones all the way around to get a nice whatever. The 25, my favorite to do was that first stitch at the bottom of the two, the base of the two. Just do one stitch over there, do a few, and then that's that. And then the 5, going around. And then when you get to this top of the edge, the little angle right here. At first I was doing the top one, then the side one, but then I was noticing it looked a lot better with the side and then the top. And one little technique I was doing was like kind of tucking it when I was putting it through the fabric, kind of tucking it behind that thread at the same time and then pushing it through. I don't know if y'all can really see that. Give me 1 second. Okay, right on this one. Yeah, you can kind of see where like it's kind of ever so slightly see. I don't know if y'all can see. It's kind of tucked under there and then pushed through the fabric, and then it just gives it a nice clean edge, whatever. But yeah, so that's how it's coming out so far. So what I have to do now is I'm going to press this without steam. Then I'm going to cut some interfacing out, put it behind here, iron that on with some fabric on top, of course, to protect everything just in case. And then once the interfacing is on, then I can cut out the different individual what are these things called, labels, and then I can just sew them on the garment. And now for the garment, I've been contemplating if I want to do going to do a navy blue thread for the labels, because I want to do like a little straight stitch around. I don't know if I should do navy blue, do a denim thread, or do the corresponding thread color to the garment. And I think that third option is what I'm going to go with. I'm sorry that this isn't the most entertaining video. It just was a video idea that I had and I wanted to put something out. So this is what y'all getting. Y'all getting behind the scenes. Y'all getting whatever. This is how the back looks. Real cute. I kind of like how this looks. It's really cool. And that's why I like to do a lot of photography with this, just with the process and stuff. Just like little stuff like this, it's intriguing to me. Like just the little things. Like you really see, like when you look at this, you're like, oh, okay, cute. But then when you look at the back, you're like, wow, this person spent time individually sewing each of these things on here. Like this took time. This is what I do it for. The details, the character. Like this is so scrumdiddly yum yum to me. This is so cute to me. Like this is everything I imagined and more. I do wish the letters could have been a little bit bigger, but because they kept their shape, I'm not mad at it. The 25s look pretty good. Nothing about it. I mean, it's pretty uniform, don't get me wrong, but each one of them is a little bit different. Maybe the letters aren't all the way lined up. Maybe, well, I did the best because after this one, for the rest of them, I had lines. So these are going to be lined up. The shapes are going to be lined up. The 25s, each of them was hand drawn differently. They are going to look different. And then when I embroidered them, they all came out a little bit different. And then like some of the L's, like this one is a little bit lighter than maybe this one over here. And then some of the stamps left like a little marks around the edges. And it was just like, that was all intentional. That was all how I wanted it to be. And yeah, I really love how these labels came out. For me, I wanted to make my own labels because I have a really extremely tight budget, which by now is $0 because I've spent all the money for the few supplies I did need to make this line, and then the supplemental stuff like, like I just showed y'all, the ink pad, those stamps. I didn't have those things before. I had to go out and buy those things. I had to go out and buy this fabric that I even did this on. What else did I buy? I bought some of the clothing that I use, whatever, because I didn't pattern design all this stuff and cut and sew all this, because that wasn't my intention with this. My next line is going to be more about construction and more about pattern design. This line was more about telling a story and just really just being a little creative, practicing all the little techniques I've been learning, and really you know, moving up to the next level. And that's what I feel like I'm going to be doing after this. Like, I've been mastering a few, you know, I'm still on the basics. I haven't been in the game that long. I'm trying to be more consistent so that I can learn more, because I'm not in school either. I'm not getting a formal education, so I'm learning at my own pace, and I'm just really happy about the things I'm doing creatively. And one of those things is these labels. And what I lost my train of mind. Now remember, I said all that to say, labels can get really expensive, especially if you don't have like a little basic black and white, the little design that's printed on. And you know me, I love embroidery, so of course I wouldn't want to embroidered labels. That costs a lot of money, especially if you're getting a few of them. And this is only like a little. This is how many pieces we have. So imagine paying like $60 to $100 for this. And I just did this myself, and it has more character, and they probably wouldn't have came out like this. I mean, I'm sure some way, somehow I could have got this made some kind of way. I don't know those channels to go through to do that. And I came up with this design myself. Like, it was just, I feel like I learned a lot more. And that's something I may want to continue on with my lines, is making my own labels, because it's like they come out exactly how you want. They're not going to look like the rest of those labels that you get in your clothing. It's going to be something unique. It's something you're going to be able to look into your clothing and be like, oh, that's so cute. I love this detail. Like, it's just going to make you love the brand even more. It's going to make you just feel even better in your clothing, knowing that you had a human's touch on your clothing. You had, like, of course, y'all know I didn't cut and sew all that, but like you had intention behind what you were wearing. There's power within that for me. And hopefully you all receive that when you buy this clothing, when you view this clothing, and when you wear this clothing especially, because that is one of my main things about my brand, is confidence and feeling good within your skin, and having that piece, that one piece, or having that piece that you know a lot of people don't have because it's so unique. And that's the other thing about my brand. I know everybody's not going to buy into it because it's not everybody's style. Everybody is not going to be like, yeah, that's hot, I want to wear that. Or some people is going to look at it like, okay, I can see how I like it, I don't know how I would style it though. And the onus is not on me to teach people how to style their clothing. I'm just a designer. Look at my page. Get inspiration from a lot of other people. Like, I have a denim jacket, a denim suit jacket in my line. Look up Canadian suits. Look up some stuff you can do with that, how to style it. But don't let that keep you. See, this is me trying to sell you something, but really though, don't let that keep you from buying those pieces that you really want to buy, that you really want to try out, see how they work for you, and like really challenging yourself with your personal style. So yeah, that's all for this video. Y'all pretty much know what I'm finna do. Hopefully y'all know by now I'm not one that really likes to record the process. I've just been doing so that I can make content, because I know people like it online. I know I like it to see time lapses and see all that, but it's just like, I'm trying to get this done, y'all. It's been too long. I've been holding this baby in for too long. This baby needs to come out, so I need to finish. And one of those steps was making these labels, and I've let y'all into this, and so now y'all finna have to go. Shoo. Leave. Y'all need to get out. I need to finish. Like, I'm not done. Like, it's too much. Y'all need to go. Y'all need to go. Okay, y'all, I just wanted to show y'all the final product after I put the interfacing on the back. It's iron-on interfacing. I just cut a little piece out, put it on the back, ironed it on. This how everything looks all pressed out and nice. I love it. I think I want to put Mod Podge on here, because I don't know if that's going to wash off. I want to put Mod Podge on the letters just to be safe. I already pressed them in, so it's already like heat set or whatever. But yeah, I really love this. It's really cute. So yeah. Bye. See y'all later.